Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Fire Night tournament that is going on right now for the next couple days, where we can only use champions from the 4 specific factions in the Telerians, which is the top row of the champion index. So we'll talk about if it makes sense for you to be participating in this tournament, the team that I am using, and then maybe some budget options for rares and epics that I think would be the best choices to go after this tournament if you do decide to do so. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, you can see by the artwork, there is not the Karato Fox Hunter as a part of it. So this is not going to be part of the fusion. If you are strapped for resources, I definitely recommend to be focusing on the Karato fusion, especially if you are going for that. You're going to want to spend your resources currently on the Spider Tournament or Champion Training or something that double dips and coincides with making progress in the fusion event. But you should participate in the Fire Night tournament if you want to scoop up the Void Shard at 2100 points, or if your group is going to be very inactive, it can be a good opportunity for you to get some 6-star Relentless gear and then also the charms to go along with it. So right now you can see in my group, there's only like going to be 3 or 4 people that even think about going any sort of capacity towards this tournament is what it's looking like right now. So what I'm going to do is kind of pay attention today, maybe spend a little bit of energy, stay within striking distance, and then see if someone's going hard in the paint or not to accumulating a bunch of points. And if they're not, I'm going to go ahead and scoop up the Void Shard and scoop up the Relentless pieces and call it a day. But what I don't think you should do is be out here getting 10,000 points or something in this Fire Night tournament, especially when we've got all the craziness going on with CVC and the fusion and the different things we have to get done for that. But for me, on my main account, I am going to be going with Lysandra as the lead. Obviously, she is S tier for the Fire Night and brings a speed aura and everything else. She is in the high elves, part of that top row. And then we've got a bunch of banner lords here in Septimus and Stag Knight and Armiger as an uncommon, who is one of the best budget champions in the game for the Fire Night. And I'm actually going to go ahead and fire up stage 20, because if I pull this up, you can actually see that stage 20 is going to be the best in terms of points per energy spent in terms of an energy context towards getting points for your event right here. And there we go. So you can see averages per refill, which is kind of what we want to look at, and the tournament points right here. We get 144.7 or 98.8 for events, and you can see that if you go across all the way over there to the right, it's actually the best in stage 20, even versus stage 24 and 25, because yes, you do get more per run in 24 or 25 up here. You can see it's it goes over to like 12.7 or 12.8 instead of 12.2, and the tournament is a little bit more as well, but they cost 18 or 20 energy instead of 16. So when you actually go per refill, stage 20 is going to be the best if you're trying to win the Relentless gear and get to that 2100 points for the Void Shard as fast as possible. But let me put that away here for a second so we can go over what the team is going to look like. So you're looking to get through the waves, and then you're looking for multi-hitters to take the shield down. Another great thing about doing stage 20 is things like Armiger that hit based on enemy max HP. Those are not going to be scaled back like they are in stages 21 through 25. So I've got Septimus and Armiger to do a bunch of enemy max HP damage and hit super hard and take down the Fire Night at a reasonable speed. This should probably be around 1:45 or so. And we'll start getting some of these big hitters from the Septimus. And boom, there you see, look at that, 717,000 damage. And then boom, we take the Fire Night down in 1:35, because if I were doing like stage 24 or 25 or something, I would not be able to hit that hard with the enemy max HP abilities, because they get scaled back and kind of nerfed when you get up those higher stages past level 20. And if you want to see the stats of the team, obviously we're trying to get Lysandra to be as fast as possible. And if we're doing stage 20, well, actually it doesn't even matter on that one, no matter what stage you're doing. Once you got about 230, 240 accuracy, that should be plenty. So you can see I've got my Armiger with enough accuracy at 289, and the Septimus and the Stag Knight to land his debuffs and all that. Septimus you don't really need. He has an ability to increase duration, which isn't that impactful, but you can see that I make sure I have enough to land the debuffs, and then we're cranking out a bunch of speed and making sure things are tuned properly. I want Stag Knight to be the faster than my damage dealers, so that he'll break the defense and then let them crank out the damage. So that is going to be kind of the stats and the gear and everything of what my team looks like if you wanted to see that really quick. So that's the team that I'm going to be using, but obviously a lot of you probably don't have double Septimus and Lysandra and all that type of stuff. So if you do want to go after the Void Shard, or if your group is very inactive and you want to chase after that Relentless Gear, you've got some spare resources to do so. What are some budget options? Archmage Helmet is really good. Lordly Legionary is a login reward. He's decent in the Fire Knight as a budget option to look for. And then the other things that are going to stand out to me, the rares are not that great. Dagger does have an AoE defense break, so worth taking note of. But other than that, yeah, Ursula. I actually don't have an Ursula yet. But yeah, Ursula is a pretty solid support. And that kind of covers it. Stag Knight is S tier for sure. Stag Knight is like an endgame god tier champion for the Fire Knight, because he's got the A1 that multi-hitter and decreases speed. Plus, he'll do the defense break, and he'll make it a lot easier to survive the waves with that decreased attack. So Stag Knight is probably going to be in 90% of the teams if you do have him. Then for the high elves, budget options, Royal Guard is good for the waves, and also if you're doing stage 20 or under, he's great for the enemy max HP and the damage that he cranks out. But stage 20 is Force, so Royal Guard can struggle a little bit there. Tyrell, obviously awesome, and then Apothecary is going to be a great support speed booster with a triple hitter. Reliquary Tender is an okay support as well. So that's mostly for the high elves. And then for the Sacred Order, I think Deacon is incredible for this event. Aniri can be an okay support as well. Lightsworn is all right, above average for the Fire Knight. And then for rares, Aethel does have a triple hit A1, could be a decent option. The rest of the stuff is not super great or standing out to me. Then if we flop over to the Barbarians, you've got Syl, obviously is just incredible in general. She's a login reward champion. If you have her, she'd be a great choice for heals and stuff. Haikatoon could be similar to Apothecary with a speed boost, turn meter boost, and helping you kind of crank out turns. But yeah, I think that kind of covers it for the budget options. Marked and War Maiden can be okay as rares. So hopefully that's some of the choices you have, and then ideally you'd have at least, you know, some sort of legendary option in one of these four choices. But other than that, it'd be like Apothecary, Stag Knight, Deacon, and some really good rares and epics to go along with your journey towards building this team for the Fire Knight event. So yeah, just a quick one here for those of you that are thinking about going after the Fire Knight tournament, and looking for a little bit of guidance on that and maybe see what team I'm using. Like I said, I'm going with Lysandra and then double Septimus to crank out damage with Armiger, and then Stag Knight there to lower the speed and also do the defense break. And I'll do that in about a minute 30 to a minute 45 or so, grinding out stage 20, because that is the most efficient in terms of energy spent for points to go after the 2100 for the Void, and then keep an eye on my group to see if it's winnable. So let me know what you're doing down below. I always enjoy hearing your perspectives as well, and that's going to do it for me on this one. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.